Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Poison Okami here. Me, myself, and I back at it again with a podcast featuring the Wolves of Despair. If everybody would like to introduce themselves, RJ, if you want to start with introducing yourself.
Yo, what is good? It's your boy RJ in the building. What you man saying? Long time no see on Poison's channel. He's got a lot of subs since I last showed my face. Kind of, because you can't see my face. My voice. We'll go with that. Hey, you can't speak yet.
Voice is dry. Voice is hella dry, man.
You can't speak yet.
Okay, and we also
hold
have...
on. E, don't think I didn't hear the shade either.
Man, we can never have smooth introductions. All right, we got RJ. E, also introduce yourself.
Yo, it's your main guy E, the Grab Master, Mr. Fundamentals, the competitive set commentator. Like, bro, I've got too many titles, man. I've got too many titles, man. I would list them all, but we'd be here all day. But what's up, guys?
And then not only that, but we also do have a special guest. Not only a special guest, but he is now a new member of the Wolves of Despair squad, so he will now be with us in any future podcast that we are doing from here on out. It is the one and only Harlem. Harlem, introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up, everyone? I bet you didn't expect to see me. Yeah, man. What's up, man? Styler, Karma, you know.
Yeah. Say your bragging rights. You know, we got the Styler. He's also known as Karma. He's been around in the community for a while. He's out here with the freshness.
Yeah.
Sage the Kid. Sage the Kid.
There you go. Yeah, man. Bring out all the aliases, bro.
Oh, no, don't bring up that.
Man.
But yeah, so today we're here with this podcast to discuss a few things. Obviously, is Harlem coming into the Wolves of Despair. We're also going to be discussing the likes of Storm Connections. Obviously, Storm Connections was a big announcement. Everybody's very excited about it, so we're going to be talking a lot about that. Also, RJ and E do have some interesting topics that they'd like to bring to the table, which we will discuss later on.
Yes, sir.
So, Harlem, how does it feel being a Wolves of Despair?
It feels great, bro. Like, obviously, like, RJ reached out to me quite a while ago. And yeah, it just felt like a really good opportunity. I feel like, bringing certain stuff, like with the editing, with videos and stuff like content. And it just felt like so natural as well, like to just be a part of this group because, you know, you guys are all cool. So, yeah, man, it's an honor.
Yeah, no, it's great having you because originally we started this back in Revolution like 8 years ago, and the reason why I started it with these guys was because they were like the only British players I found in Revolution, and I was like, you know what, I cannot lose these guys. We got to keep everyone together because, you know, the UK with Naruto players is a very small community. So I made sure, and E and RJ were the strongest UK players beside myself back then that I know of. So I was like, I need to keep these two close. And then, we kept it as like a UK thing to represent the country. Obviously, RJ thought it was a good idea to bring you in. He obviously mentioned it from our POV. He mentioned it to me and E. We didn't even think about it. We're like, yeah, easy. Yeah, get him in.
Duh.
And
How I look at it is he's UK as well, so we're still repping the UK in that. You know, we all know him. He's cool, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Am I?
No, but you know what I mean, we're just saying this for
No,
the
I'm
He said no with confidence.
the cameras are rolling. We're just doing it for the content.
Exactly, we're doing it for the content. Come on now. But no, like I said, for me, I was like, you know, I feel like, you know, Harlem brings a lot to the table. And to be fair, he's helped us, like all of us, like prior anyways. Like my banner, my intro.
Your intro, yes, Harlem did that, didn't he? I love that
Harlem did my intro. Everyone, when I say everyone, including myself, was so obsessed with this intro. It got to the point where there was one time where I didn't post it. And everyone, including Poison, was like, so where's your intro? Because, like...
Bro, that intro is one of the most fire intros I've ever seen. And I've asked RJ for the song. I've asked RJ for the song 3 times because I kept forgetting the song name, and the song was so good. And I was like, hey, yo, RJ, what's the name of that song again, bro? From your intro. It's really good.
Bro, especially, and then you see it, so, like, to give you my background, right, it's literally, like, my favorite anime characters, isn't it? So when you hear in Shaman King Yo and he's like on the side looking, you have the midnight and then gone looking at the tree, I was like, listen, this is cold.
The intro is iconic, bro. Like, you got people out here stealing it because it's that good.
Wait, someone stole it?
No, they didn't steal it.
I'll let RJ.
But basically, I'm not gonna say his name. but somebody
Hmm.
used the audio. They changed the visuals, but they used the audio.
Oh, so he took the
Basically,
song.
yeah. So
Oh, okay.
I spoke to him, and he was chill about it and stuff like that. He was like, yeah, no, I didn't know, because I said
Yeah,
it was
because
I said
oh,
somebody made it for me, as me being iconic to me, innit?
I
And
remember
he said he
this.
didn't know.
I remember
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah,
think I brought it to your attention
yeah, exactly,
because I was like,
exactly,
wait,
yeah.
because I've listened to the full song because I got RJ to tell me the full song.
It doesn't
I've
say
listened to
Uzumaki
it,
Naruto.
and and the bit
Yeah,
that Karma edited in, like
yeah,
that bit was in it. I was like, oh no, he saw that from RJ.
yeah,
And not
yeah.
only that, but the
But he
song
was cool
starts at a
about it.
particular moment as well.
He was cool about it though. Like it wasn't nothing. Like we spoke, it was cool, everything like that. And we're actually cool now. To be fair, like we was not cool, but like we talk now.
Yeah, no, I had to
So
tell you
yeah,
about it
no,
because that was a bit mad.
yeah, no, it was all good.
It used to
That's how
happen
it
to me
be.
all the time, like on Instagram as well. Like when I post edits, like yeah, people would just take that and just post it.
Yeah,
Oh
But I
yeah,
have to stop.
that's also a thing to look out for, guys. Is I'm also gonna post Harlem's YouTube channel into the description as well. He does some really good AMV edits. I often
oh, true.
like whenever he
Oh,
does upload
appreciate
those
it.
edits, they're so good. They're very short but very sweet, man. Like
Yeah.
I love the edits. Really good edits. Really good
Thank
AMVs.
you, Anna. Thank you. And also, I'd like to say, like, with E, Poison, like, if you guys need intros, because I noticed, I think E, you have one, but sometimes you post it, sometimes you don't, innit? But, like,
Literally.
yeah, if you guys need, like, intros or closings, RJ, don't get on me, because I know what you're going to say, but, like, yeah, I can make it for you, man.
What? I'm not saying nothing.
Nah,
It
you're
is
still waiting,
appreciated.
innit, for the,
Yeah, but it's calm. But no, so yeah, so again, obviously you would have heard just now. So Harlem, he's not as much as a player. Like you won't really see him on the game. He's more like W.O.D, but in like the background setting. You know how you have like in a theater, you have your actors and then you have your backgrounds. You know what I mean? Harlem's kind of
You
like
call me
there,
an
but he
NPC.
don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try it, because I knew someone was gonna say some shit when I said
Oh
background.
man.
Harlem's like the
Bro,
director. You know what I'm saying?
bro. All you need to say is that he's Kuroko from Crooked Basket. That's it.
Exactly, fam. He's there. It'll
Mm.
pop
I don't
up
think that's any
on like
doubt.
podcasts and topics and stuff.
Oh, wait,
You know what I mean?
bro,
Harlem's not happy
Croco's
with any of this.
Croco's good. Croco's good. What do you mean?
Kiriko's
Bro,
the man,
that
fam.
guy.
Like, what are you talking
Oh, the
about?
one in the shadows, not hell no.
Yeah,
Kiriko in the
exactly. Yeah,
basket.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah,
yeah. That,
yeah. He hides his presence, yeah.
exactly, that's what I'm
Come
saying.
on,
You're
man.
there. It's just you're not on stage all the time, and but by your choice, not because you can't
Exactly.
be. Like,
I might
Like,
come back for connections though.
well,
yeah,
there you
you
go.
gonna come back. You gonna come back.
Yeah, no,
Trust me.
I can see you on the slicks. I can see you on the slicks.
100%, 100%. So yeah, that's basically, I think, the Harlem topic, the announcement of W.O.D. He almost gave it away. This man on stream was like, "Oh, Harlem, are you free to do the video?" And then I saw freaking Crowns go, "Oh, it's Harlem the fourth member." I was like, "No."
Yeah, that's not my fault. All I said was video. Like,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
the
leaked
video
it
could be anything, couldn't
in
it?
the same
exactly,
stream.
exactly.
Like
That's not my fault.
a video could be anything. Like, yeah, this is a video right
Exactly.
now, but like, that could have been any video. It could have been like a tutorial. Could have been anything.
Man.
Hey, that person is sharp.
Crown's got that observation hockey in it. That's not my
Literally,
fault.
I was like, shit. I was like, E, you could have messaged him or something. But
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's
that-
honor, guys.
definitely. So I think it's a good time to talk about some connections. Obviously, there's a democracy in the community with Stormful connections. Obviously, if you've not known, the traders come out.
Bro,
know
there's
what?
still content creators misunderstanding what connections is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, I lied. That's why I feel like I
Yeah.
still need to do my video because, bro, people are missing some important /
Bro,
clear
this
details.
is why. See, this is why I'm going about this tactically. I'm observing, and then when I do my video, I'll address everything.
I hear you,
I
bro.
hope
But
to
like,
see.
yeah, it's not surprising because, like, bro, remember when people thought it was gonna be a mobile game? I was just like, bro,
Yeah, I
you
don't-
guys aren't alright. When has the Storm titled game ever been a mobile game? Where did you get that from?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
And then Senji confirmed it, but then people were still doing debate videos on, oh, is it gonna be a mobile game? Like, bruh, come on, man, you're better than
But-
that.
No one really knows the final outcome of it since they haven't really released much, right?
Yeah.
So
Facts.
the things that we definitely know is that it is a separate game to Storm 4. Apparently, there is going to be 2 new mechanics, and the rest is basically just more stages, more characters. That's pretty much all we know so far.
More stages, you said. I didn't know about the stage
But this is
part.
why and I do want to talk about the trailer first, right? Just to get out of the way.
Mm.
Do we agree, and not like in terms of the game, this is solely the trailer. Do we agree that the trailer sucked?
Oh,
I
100.
wouldn't say. Oh, okay, go on, Harlem.
Well, for me,
Yeah.
I'll say just because like it felt like I was watching, Storm Legacy, like that trailer. It felt like they just slapped that in there, and then they threw, they threw like two,
I'll tell you
influence.
my logistics why, and I'll let you lot choose. It's because it's not for me. It's not even because of the game or anything like that. I generally have high hopes for the game. I just feel that the point of a trailer is the hype up the thing is trailing, right? Or the thing it's about. I feel like the trailer didn't do that. That's why I say that. It felt like we were seeing
Uh,
the same stuff with two new characters at the end. So if someone said to me, "This is a trailer for a DLC for Storm 4," that's what I would see. Do you see? I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. That's what I would think. So, but I know from obviously once you read the blog posts and all the rest of it that there's more to it. But they didn't. They didn't like. I feel like they still didn't show enough. Even if we did know, just seeing two characters and a bunch of Storm 4 stuff that we've already seen for 7 years now, 7, 8 years now.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
But
That's why I say it.
even that to me wasn't really impressive. Like the whole reveal of Indra and Ashura, because they literally put them on the training camp, the map. Like,
mm,
you know what I mean? They could have been a bit
Yeah,
more.
not even a
creative.
new map. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like
mm.
what do
the
you lot
combo
think?
was basic.
What do you
So you
think?
feel like it failed at its purpose to hype people up?
Basically, nothing to do with the game, just purely the trailer. Like, that's what I mean.
I feel you. I just feel like for me it was disappointing. Like in terms of hype here, like I remember I was streaming Zui versus Rikido and then Levi said the trailer's out and I was like, bro, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me right now. I'll time you out. Don't lie to me.
I'll tell you
And then
that.
actually I checked it out and it was actually there and I was like, let's go. Like for me, all I needed was a logo to be honest. And then I'm like, yeah, let's go because bro, I've been waiting for new content for how many years? So like even you showing me the logo, I was already gonna be hype. As far as the trailer goes, yeah, it was disappointing in terms of like we didn't really see much content. I think we saw 5 seconds of new content. The Uchiha Family
Yeah.
Ultimate, which looks sick by the way, that looks sick.
Couple new ultimate
Yeah.
animations with like Sasuke's family and that. Like,
And then
Yeah.
obviously we saw 3 seconds of Indra and Ashura, which are characters that we wanted for Storm 4, not necessarily for Storm Connections. I feel like people want Boruto characters now, and Indra and Ashura aren't Boruto characters. So I get why people were disappointed, but I think people took it out of hand though, because like for a first reveal trailer, what were you expecting? If you go back to the first Demon Slayer trailer, again they showed like 5 to 10 seconds of actual gameplay. So
yeah,
like
but
for
I
a
feel
first
that's
trailer,
different.
what
I
were
feel
you
like it's a bit
expecting?
different. I feel like it's different because Demon Slayer is a new game. Everything's new. That what trailer we saw is not necessarily the amount, it's the fact that we saw the majority of the trailer is stuff we've seen already.
Oh, I feel
You see
you.
what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's why I
It's
feel
not
like
even the time period. It's just the majority of it is stuff we've seen already, and them saying that we got a new story.
yeah, no, I agree with that. That's why I feel like it probably would have been more hype and it would have got a better reaction if they literally just showed the logo or the logo and then 5 seconds of Indra and Ashura,
Yeah,
and then that's
yeah.
it. It probably would have got a better,
To me, I
better
just feel like
reaction.
if they wanted to do the story first, they should have done like the first part, legacy stuff. They could even show the Indra and Ashura at the beginning, right? Because it's legacy, right? That's because it's Naruto X Boruto, and then they do X Boruto, and they show a couple new things in it. Whether it's maybe if they don't want to show characters, I don't know, maybe new stages, you know, hitting like teasing something, like so we don't see it, but we could. I mean, just more information rather than actual gameplay. Then that's still like. Do you know what I mean? That would have been. I feel like it would have been a bit better, personally.
Yeah.
Mm. Also, there was a lot of information in the blog post that wasn't included in the trailer, so it just made it unclear to people. So if you're
That's
watching
my,
it as a
and
casual
that's my
fan,
point.
it's just like, yo, is this a new game? Is this another collection? Like,
Imagine
what's
if you
going on
just saw
here?
the trailer and nothing else. You didn't read any blog posts. You just saw the trailer.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly,
You don't know what's going on.
And this is
and that
exactly
didn't
why I
help
did my
it.
research. This is exactly
Yeah,
why I did my
exactly.
research.
But that's my
um,
point.
Yeah, like I felt quite nostalgic when I saw it because it was nice seeing all the things. But then the first time I watched the trailer, I did feel fear of just like, oh no, this isn't going to be anything new, is it? But then I did notice, obviously, there were some things which I mentioned to you guys earlier, that certain things like Revolution Sasuke's tilt acted different, Kushina's hit acted different, and then obviously the addition of Ashura and Ninja, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I was instantly talking to Senju. Senju was like, yeah, no, it's a different game, don't worry. I was like, okay, cool. And then I started doing all this like research, and I was like, okay. And I, with any information that I could find, I was just dishing it out into videos and educating everybody as fast as possible. Because my biggest fear was, okay, I know what this is going to be. I understand what connections is. I think what is kind of like what RJ said is not only did they fail with the hype, but I also feel like they CC2 or whoever put the trailer together kind of failed to deliver the message of connections. I know it's all about connecting everything together, but for it being a brand new game, I think they should have probably included more new content in that trailer.
Yeah, 100% agree. 100% agree. Or labeled it a teaser trailer and literally show the logo, and then there's new 5 seconds, and then that's it. Call it a day.
Yeah, everybody be screaming over that.
No,
I feel like
100%.
people were still
100%.
complaining, these are Storm fans, brother. Do you know what I'm saying? If we saw all that, people would be like, "It's hype, but is that it?" Like that's what we've been waiting.
That's why you gotta label it a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, even still, in people, I feel like people complain.
Of course, you can't please everyone.
I can't with it, but I feel like people will still complain.
And I
You
want to
can't
mention
please everyone.
I want to mention something actually, and I'm gonna mention this. So I'm actually going to be releasing a video before this podcast is up on the channel. So by the time you guys see this podcast on my channel, I'm gonna have a video released before this, which is going to be something very important that I'm going to direct towards CC2 and Bandai themselves. But I'm going to mention this again. I'm going to highlight it. Naruto Storm 4 was going to be the final Storm game ever released. Now let that sink in for a minute. That was going to be the final one. And even like 3 or 4 years after its release, what's that guy's name? Matsuyama from CC2? He answered in an interview saying how, yeah, they had no other Storm game in development. They just wanted to focus on other anime. And that's when he started teasing about Demon Slayer. So they weren't even thinking of another Storm game. But because in the comment section of their CC2 channel, and we're all over Twitter, we're here on YouTube, always asking and complaining and whining for another Storm game, they actually gone ahead and made another Storm game. And they're including new content.
And it's the highest selling anime game. It's
Exactly.
on 11 million or something.
Yeah, 11 million copies sold. Or we know it's over 10 million. So, yeah, exactly.
That's
good statistics. See, we got Ian over in accounting crunching the numbers for us.
But like, his glasses and his charts.
Yeah, no, I always got Ian in the office crunching the numbers for me. But my point stands is what we got to remember is CC2 and Bandai are very close to us, and they're always listening. Always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Scary.
Always.
But to be fair, on the trailer, like, the final thing is it got a lot more controversy than I thought. Like, I was seeing like YouTubers, you know, like I've never seen before, like come back just to talk about, you know, Storm 4 and stuff.
Bro, oh my god, I was watching a bit. Bro, I'm watching videos and that. Some videos are literally like, you know, oh, this is trash, this is da 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 da. Like, for example, I was watching Chikasha stream. He didn't. I mean, I know he was not impressed. You know, Afro was not. But then there was people that were saying like, this is why you should be hype about Storm 5, and I feel like that's what people are missing out. Obviously, yes, okay, fine. It's not like you've not seen a bunch of fresh stuff, but something that I'm even going to be talking about in my video once I do it. Like, they could also be like, delete everything else. Let's say the game doesn't change at all. Let's just say it is copy and paste, maybe a few changes, a few new characters there. Let's just say, right? They could also be using this new game to have an excuse to add DLC in or add balance patches.
I made a tweet about this, you know. I said,
you see what I'm saying?
I said, guys, you're forgetting, no matter what happens on launch, there's always room for DLC. Always.
Exactly, and it's not like they did it with Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer I think Demon Slayer got like a patch a month ago, something like that.
Yeah, they're starting
like,
content to the game.
You see what I'm saying? And that was after like a big break, and then boom, they dropped one. You see what I'm saying?
I think it was a stability patch though.
Maybe no, because I saw Traitor's video and Traitor was saying like, oh, this patch is like really good, because I think Makimo got changed in some way or whatever it was. Right?
I think you might have been talking about the mod, because Inchunka did a mod that changed character.
Inchunka did that mod, yeah. I saw Glob's video on it.
Yeah, maybe, because I know they did do a mod.
basically
latest
what we
patch.
did with Evo, the Demon Slayer
Yeah.
community did the same with Demon
Yeah,
Slayer.
exactly that. Literally that. Literally
Shout out
exactly
to the Chunker though. Like my guy did his
Yeah,
thing.
that's impressive.
Honestly.
but that's my point. They could we never know, fam. We
But that's what
never
I
know.
don't get, RJ. Like, why would they go through all the trouble of making a whole new game just to like balance or whatever
Yeah,
patch? So,
but
It's
money.
easier than
You still
making a
need to
new
look at
game.
it from a you still need to look at it from a business perspective. What's gonna make
Mm.
more money? We're dropping a DLC or making a new game and dropping DLC for that game.
that's true.
And what
Plus,
I
a lot
said
of the
That's
to
what I'm saying.
characters, a lot of the
me,
characters they can port over as well. They don't have to make
Exactly. If they do
completely
yeah,
new
Naruto
exactly,
levels.
yeah.
Explorator, then do you see what I mean? So
Mm.
Mm.
like, it's still a business at the end of the day.
And
They're
the thing
doing this to
is,
make money.
with
Facts.
connections, Keon and I said this on Twitter. No matter what everyone is complaining or crying about, or no matter what people are saying,
gonna buy it.
everybody's still gonna buy it anyway.
We're gonna buy
Like
it. We're gonna buy
everyone's
it.
buying it.
Take,
You watch
take my
on
money.
launch day, loads of people can be buying connections.
100%.
Loads.
Yeah.
100%. You know what? That's why I say the low-key, the controversy helped them out. Like, obviously, because it gets into more people's views. Because if there's so many people trashing Stormfall, people are going to be watching the videos. Because one, people like negativity. Two, they're going to see why so many people are saying it's trash or the trailer was trash
my
or whatever.
God, listen.
Then this gives CC2 an opportunity to flip the script. Like, you guys thought the game was going to be trash. Look at what we're doing for the next trailer. Then everyone gets excited. Similar to Sonic Frontiers. Those of you that like Sonic and play Sonic.
Listen, fill a
that-
episode real quick when you're finished. I thought you was finished.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
I said fill a episode real quick, right? And I'm specifically speaking to the American audience. Why?
Ooh.
Why do you lot love to hate on Naruto Storm 4? I need to know. You lot love it, bro. I need to know why. Like, I feel like the other regions we don't like it in a lot of ways, but we're still like fairly positive towards it. But I feel like American players go out their way to spread the hate on the game,
It's the country.
and I don't know why.
I feel like the European players are probably the most like optimistic when it comes to Storm, and like they're like the most willing to accept anything that Storm throws out. Like I literally had I had Giza in my DMs on Twitter like a few days before Connections trailer even dropped, saying, "Bro, do you know anything about the Connections? Do you know anything at all?" I'm like, "No, I don't know anything." He's like, "Oh man, I'm really excited for the next game." I'm like, "I know you are, bro. We all are." Like, like
I
the
had
EU
this-
players are they're on it, man. They're so in
Bro.
love with it.
They're
It's
like,
really
they're like,
nice.
shit. Well, you thought we weren't getting nothing.
They're-
So the fact
No,
we
for
get
real.
this,
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Like the EU players are so passionate, and I actually love to see it.
Honestly, bro, I had the same conversation with Geza, but this was when the trailer dropped. Like, yo, okay, like, yo, when do you think the next trailer's gonna be? Are you excited? What are your thoughts? Yeah, I'm excited, but I can't wait to compete. La, 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 la. Like, it's good, man. It's
And
good.
that's
It's
the
a
right
good feeling.
attitude. That is the right attitude. They're so accepting and so optimistic. I love that, and I live for it. And that's the type of energy I'm coming out with my videos as well, man. I want everybody to welcome Connections with open arms.
Nah, for real. And I can back that up.
Yeah, and
With,
I feel
um,
like most
yeah, yeah.
people would be on standby, like NA on the NA side anyway. If they're being pessimistic, it would be just solely because of what they're used to, like with
Yeah, I
Storm
know.
4. So I think people are on standby until they see like the final trailer or the final.
I'm
like,
just
result.
saying this. The reason why I'm saying this, and I'm generally asking, like, I want to read Poison's comment section, and I want to know why. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean it. The reason why I'm even saying that, no, for real, because it's like,
I'll leave those arguments to you then, RJ.
it's like, no, because it's like, for me, right? I understand being honest. That's why like, for me, no matter how big I get, no matter how, like, let's say I do get connections, I'll always be honest, right?
Facts.
If I had like connections with CC2 and they release a trailer that's shit, they will hear from that the trailer is shit. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Because it's criticism at the end of the day, isn't it? That's how you grow in anything. Do you see what I'm saying? No one's gonna do everything right. Do you know what I mean? You might even do more things wrong than right. So I understand being honest and criticism, but like, there's also good in it as well, not just bad. Just like I would say it's wrong to do but like just think of the good stuff and ignore the bad stuff. It's also wrong, vice versa. So for me, I'm thinking, like, okay, yeah, fine, you're right. Like, it looks like just the DLC pack. Okay, it doesn't look like this, or even in terms of the game itself. Okay, the game is is buggy. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's stuff about the game that isn't fun, but there's also stuff about Storm which is sick. Do you see what the game itself? Do you see? That's why we
Switch
play
tech.
it. Do you
Oh
Switch
know
yeah,
what I
tech.
mean?
exactly. Why
Switch
would you
tech,
still
the
play?
amount of characters, the amount of creativity you can get in the game, the fact that you're still learning new stuff 8 years later is rare for a game. Do you know what I mean? The fact that there is still a competitive scene each channel, the fact that Poison doing his sets on YouTube, I hosted a set with Crowns, like there still is stuff going on. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah, but I don't know. Like, that's why
Just
I wanted to bring it up.
Just to add on to what you just said about the competitive scene, like literally yesterday, I hosted a first to 10 between Flake and Rikido Touchy, and like we had like 263 viewers at one point on a game that's
Yeah,
7 years old. Like people love Storm, whether people want to believe it or not.
for an arena
People
fighter,
love
that's
it
that's a lot.
Yeah.
exactly, and it's still active. And to add on to that, pessimistic argument that you were discussing earlier. Like when it comes to the EU, I'm doing a top 20 tournament that should be live either next month or the next 2 months. So for each region there was qualifiers. So if you weren't a top player that was invited to the tournament, you got a chance to qualify if you placed top 5/top 4. For EU, we had 47 people sign up, and we couldn't even take all of them due to how the bracket limit is on a challenge, so we could only accept 35. I had no problems in terms of people showing up or being late. NA side now, so many people either didn't show up, were late, or just unwilling to play, essentially. So it just goes you to show the difference on how seriously people take the competitive side when it comes to the different regions.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
mention time zone maybe, but then again, they
Yeah,
are.
but that's
they're
where
not
you
really
you
that.
put. That's where I know he puts the
If
time
they're
to
if
match the
they're
time
being
zone.
made aware of the time and date and everything, they should really prepare for it.
They
And
should.
100%.
that's
Yeah.
why I decline a lot of the tournaments I get asked to participate in, because if I know I got work and stuff,
If
so I
someone
just say
said,
no.
Mm.
if someone said to you, we are doing an official online tournament where you could win $500, $5,000, right? Yeah, to enter it. I bet money, even if it's at 3 in the morning,
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm there.
people people in the American side will rock up.
If
Do you
I
see what I'm
if I
saying?
know I
I'm
can
not.
win, I'm there.
So
What?
for me, it's like it's not. It's if people like they'll do it for money because they want something in return. But
Mm.
like the difference between the. I think the difference that he's trying to say is right is that because the EU sides generally like the game, yeah, they want to get something in return, but they like the game, so they're gonna show up, they're gonna play, they're gonna showcase, they're gonna do this. So naturally, that's a more healthier competitive scene. Whereas I feel like the
Facts.
NA players, they just want money. That's it. Like there's no, do you know what I mean? There's no passion.
I
More
don't
of a
think there is a
materialistic.
competitive scene anymore in the NA.
Yeah,
Other than PC, like
but
Evo.
that's what he's saying. He would host any stuff. It's just why would he if he set it up and everything? That's time out of his day, and
Hmm.
people aren't rocking up.
It's
You know
kind
what I
of
mean?
good.
Like
Facts.
It's really kind of good that E is actually hosted these different regional qualifying tournaments, because E is able to survey and see how
exactly, I
each
agree.
like region acts and responds towards competitive events. Because I
Yeah,
noticed while I was listening to E speak, I was like, wait, he's actually able to gauge how like each community or each side of the community
responds to it.
responds to
Yeah.
tournaments. And yeah, he was able to say like, yeah, Europeans are good for it, Middle East are cool, just not as many people, and NA players are a bit tardy with it or whatever. But yeah, that's actually having like different
That's what I mean.
regions do
So
and
for me,
tournaments is a good way to gauge.
I've said to because remember I teach a lot NA. I teach across right. And
Mm.
there's a lot of NA players telling me like they wish that more NA tournaments happened. And I said you would get them, but unfortunately, your region isn't very supportive on doing that. So it's very
Facts.
hard to run an NA tournament. And then
Facts.
NA players will complain that there's no tournament. But it's hard to run a tournament because when you do, you always want more. So it's difficult.
I was really hoping that when Playco moved over to the PC, NA on console would be a little bit more like thriving, because I remember like a few years ago back when Playco was only had a PlayStation, the main complaint or the main comment people said were, "Oh, Playco's in it, so I'm not gonna bother."
That was
Like
me.
Yeah, I saw. I remember that. I remember
like
that.
I can't
like
lie. I
like
remember when Kieran first
so
did it.
many people kept saying that, so I thought to myself like, all right, well, when Playco wins this like 3K from Keon's tournament, gets himself a PC, maybe then on PlayStation the NA side might thrive a little bit more because now they're given the chance now that Playco's working on Evo. You know, like maybe they might, yeah, but it doesn't seem to have gone that direction.
No, honestly, bro. Like, imagine if they announced the UK LAN tournament, yeah, and I'm there, like, oh, and then Django's like, and then no, the prize pool's like, you know, like let's say 3K, so £3,000, yeah, and then Django and Reach announced that say that they're going, and then I'm just there like, yo, yeah, bro, I'm not going. Django and Reach are going. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I'm
Nah,
going.
I'm still going.
I'm going,
I'm
bro.
going, bro.
I'm going so that I can grab them in real life, bro. I can't
Honestly.
lie. Like even if I believed, yeah, that I was gonna lose to them, it's gonna be fun, bro. Playing Django and Reed in no lag.
Yeah, the
No,
experience
but
would be
that's what I'm
good
saying.
regardless.
You'll still gain experience. That's my thing. The experience of going, playing people, you know, face up, even meeting people. Like the experience is what you'll go for, and then you have the potential of winning. Like that's, do you know what I mean? That doesn't mean I'm not gonna pull up. Are you done, bro? I'll pull
No,
up and I'll
honestly.
still chat shit.
Like, I'm gonna say a hot take, but like saying those kind of things there is a coward's mentality. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, what are you afraid of?
Yeah.
Like, if that means, I feel like you're playing the game for the wrong reasons. Because whether you win or lose, you're still gonna have fun because you're playing top players. But if you're playing to get money, obviously you're not gonna want to roll up if you think like someone's just gonna two-stock you in real life.
So yeah, ultimately it seems like NA, all regions have like a different type of mentality.
100%.
I agree.
With
Yeah, I
NA
think so.
being a bit more inconsistent, sorry. And also like it's funny because like playstyles is a thing as well, so it's funny how their playstyles are a bit different as well compared to us.
Oh my god, we was talking
Yeah.
about that.
That's a
I
whole
was
topic,
talking
isn't
about-
it?
Yeah, I was talking
is,
about.
it
Who was I
is.
talking about that with? I was talking about that with someone. I can't remember, but I was saying that. But I feel like no, I was talking to Poison about this.
Yeah, we
Was
were
I?
talking about this. I remember having this conversation with you and E not long ago.
Yeah. I was saying right. And my hot take. I said that I feel like Americans play very like the same or similar. They just have different like variations of it, but the core is the same, which is aggression. Just aggression, aggressive neutral, buffering, and just mashing. I feel like all NA players do that. Top player, not top player. We just said the only person that I would say is different from that is Playco. Whereas the EU, I feel like everyone is different.
No, for real
I feel like
though.
French, obviously, they have their styling ways, you know, Ren is showing up. But I still feel like
Nah,
Jezza plays
Sawada,
different
bro.
to Unico.
Sawada's
That
nice.
plays different to Sawada. That play.
Yeah.
Even if you look at us, I play different to Harlem. That plays different to E. That plays different to Poison. That plays
Facts.
different to Spades. Or do you know what I mean? Everyone. But I feel like with the Americans, I feel like they play like they have like the same play style, just maybe like someone might be a bit more mashy or a bit more aggressive or a bit more buffery or do you know what I mean? But the core is the same.
You're right, because like even between us, I can say yeah, Poison specializes in kunai ninja move defense. He's the best in the game at it, and he plays like a ballerina.
As well.
I said
You special? No, he does though. Poison, you know you play like a ballerina.
Oh yeah, definitely.
the movement, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And then RJ, you specialize in setups. Me, I specialize in safe aggression, Jackadash cancelling, you not being able to catch me. Harlem is a meta user, but he can also play Lotus, and he's got that speed and those fundamentals. And then obviously you've got the French, Totsu, Sawada, Danny, all top tier stylers that all play differently.
Totsu's not French. He's from
Oh, is he not? My bad.
Sweden? I can't remember.
Is he?
Yeah, but he's not French. He's not French, basically. Because I said this to him in a DM. I was like, oh, you know, you French in your stylish plays. He's like, oh, I'm not French. I'm like, oh, okay.
My bad.
But yeah, no, Totsu's like somewhere else in the EU. He's like another EU player that's not French and stands out.
Lovely stuff.
But yeah, he's great on Evo. Like he's doing absolute bits on Evo right now.
Yeah.
For real. Evo Master over there.
Yeah, man,
And
he's
what about
styling.
the like Middle Eastern like region? What about
Nice.
them?
What would you say about that?
I don't
know much
play
about
them
you know?
because they're yellow bar. So obviously everyone knows I'm allergic, so they will never see me. So I don't actually know their playstyle differences. I would only know it.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a bit different. Like, let's say someone like Shanri, like playing him compared to 199, compared to Flay, compared to Depth. Like, Yeah, they all have their own like individual playstyles as well.
True, true. I've played HRT, and
Oh,
she's really good at abusing the meta. Then obviously Shan, Chocodash cancel match with Kakashi is crazy.
You know, E,
Then
I'm proud of
obviously.
you. I'm proud of you for stretching out your comfort zone a little bit. Well done, man.
We're getting somewhere.
Honestly, you know why I did that? It's because I was looking for PMs, yeah. No one was online, yeah. And then obviously, I'm not gonna get a good challenge out of ranked. And I just saw HRT in like player match, and I was like, all right, I'm affirmed the yellow bar. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
I
I'm
said, my
bored.
name is E, and I am allergic to yellow buzz.
Yeah. I always enjoy playing Flake, and it's like I said on eStream the other day. Me and Flake, you actually used to play a lot back when he was on his old account, CR7. And the one thing I always liked about him is that he is the type of person just to use unused characters. You know, like on stream when we whipped out the Storm 2 Naruto.
I
Like,
lie.
like he'd
Check out the
been
video
doing
if you
that,
haven't already.
and like when I use Tao Beast Bomb Naruto and I throw out Air Rasengans, I actually learned that from Flake a long time ago because he once destroyed me in a PM just by doing that over and over. And for some reason, I just couldn't get past it because I didn't have any like good zoning like characters in my team. So like because I had like close range like taijutsu based people, I was just getting bodied, and he was just using it at the right time. And he actually just made me realize like something as simple as hitting X, triangle, and circle is just strong. And I was like,
Yeah,
man.
fact.
And like I
That
like
OT
Flake.
man.
Yeah, exactly. And I like Flake a lot because he's just bringing to light all the things that we're looking over because we're so distracted by like the ready Sasuke's, the Sasuke the last, the Sage of Six Fast Matters, the Danzas, you know, like everyone's so distracted by that. They're actually missing the more simple things. Like, you know, you got what's his name? Rakudo Itachi bringing out 10-10, bro. He's getting wins against Skizo
I
with 10-10.
lie. Man like.
And all he's doing is just using her cover fire and her jitsu.
No, honestly though, and this is actually beautifully goes into like, this has been a topic in my community, like what's the difference between a top player and a new gen, and this is what we were discussing in my Discord like a couple of days ago. Those of you that are in it, if you're not, join it, man. Come on. But essentially, people were like asking me, people were saying Zui's a top player, and I said I wouldn't class him as a top player. No shots. That's just my opinion. Like obviously, he's the best new gen player in the EU, no doubt. Like from how he's been performing in the first attempts, and he also won the the new gen tournament. So you know, props to him and his achievements.
Nice.
So people were asking me like, oh, why don't you think he's a a top player? A top player is someone that brings new teams to the meta. Like from Flake, if you watch his first to five, my guy's dominating other top players with you know S2 Naruto, or they'll be the best with certain characters like me with Mifune, Shisui, all of that good stuff. Poison with Jiraiya, all of that good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what separates it, and they're also able to compete with the low tiers and still win and still dominate. New gen players kind of use the existing teams / meta teams to win their games. If they were to pick low tiers against the top player, and the top player was to pick low tiers as well, the top player would win because that's their individual skill difference that they've got.
I don't feel like, I mean, for me, character picks. I don't feel like character picks define what makes you a top player or not. Just personally.
It
So
seems
what's your
everybody
definition?
has different definitions, and it'd be
Yeah,
interesting
of
hearing
course.
everybody's
That's why I
definitions.
said this is just my opinion. Obviously,
Yeah.
not fact. But I'm saying I don't feel like I feel like you can still be a top player and not use low tiers, not have an interest in low tiers at all. You just like the high tier play, the characters.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's completely fine. I don't think
Yeah.
that means you're not a top player if you're at that level, right?
Mm.
I think for me, what makes you a top player is you need to be able to beat anyone. I'm not saying that you need to be better than
Consistently.
everyone, but you need to be able to win a set. Like if you go into a set with anyone in the world, right? Because you're top players in the world, anybody. I need to be there. Like, okay, I feel like this person will win, but I don't want to rule this person's out because he is good. You see what I'm saying? The reason why I don't think, since we're talking about Zui, not target him just due to the subject. If Zui went into a set with Playco, I don't think that he would. I don't think he would even get a game. Personally.
Really? No, I think he will. I think he will.
Personally, I don't. Again, it's opinion, but I personally don't think so. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like there's a few people that he will go up against, and I don't think he's winning a set.
Is this assuming no rules? Yeah.
Yeah, even in no rules, no rules.
Okay.
I
Cool.
don't
Cool. Cool.
think he'll win. I don't think he'll win a set.
You
Oh,
guys,
win a set. Oh, I thought you meant like just one
No.
match.
Playco only. Playco
Yeah.
only. I don't
Yeah.
think he's getting game.
Okay, then I agree. Then I agree.
If Playco's playing like he's taking it serious and he's actually playing like set like official, I don't think that Zubi will get a game. If he does, hey, I'll hold my hands up. Like Zubi, you got me wrong. Like you know what I mean. Big up your thing. Do you see what I'm saying? But that's obviously just my speculation.
Yeah, I agree with you. But to him, I just said, yo, if you genuinely believe you're a top player, calm. Prove it in a top 20 tournament. Prove it on the world stage when everyone's watching.
yeah,
That's
I like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Prove it.
it's true,
Show me I'm wrong.
It's true.
It's
I
all
feel like
about-
I feel like people mix top players or high level players when it's two
Facts.
different things.
Facts.
It's two
Facts.
different
Especially with the emergence of new gens, especially from
Like high
the
level
German
players,
region.
the high like let's say like let's put it into like percentages, right?
Mm.
Let's say beginners.
Mm.
I'll say there's a big, because this game ideally is mostly a casual game. It's not designed to be
Yeah.
competitive. I'll say there's a lot of beginners in this game.
Oh,
Maybe like
fair.
20%. Yeah.
And higher.
Intermediates, people who want to learn, right? I'll put that at like maybe like 20-30% personally, because a lot of people want to get better and they might get past that beginner barrier. But then high level players, bro, we're talking like maybe 40%. Like, there's a lot of high level players. But that's where I try and explain to people that it wavers. If you take the weakest high level player and the strongest high level player, the skill gap is huge, bruv.
Facts.
But this is where I'm saying, this is where I was saying now, right? If you take the strongest high level player and the weakest top level player, the gap is bigger than the strongest high level player and the weakest high level player. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
I
So
agree.
you're saying top players are on like an astronomical
they're
league.
on a different level to a high level player. And that's
100%.
where I feel like people are getting it wrong, because you could be good at the game. I'm talking solidified, like you are sick, and not be a top player. Because they're just that sick. Do you see what I'm saying?
100%
Like,
agree.
That's where I feel like people are getting it wrong. So my thing is, and it's like the bar to be a top player is not even in the clouds, bro. We're talking out of the solar system, bro. Like, it's not here, right? So you need to, for me at least, like, for example, like, you know, people, I say it to myself all the time, I'm not a top player. I think I'm good at the game. Yeah. I think I'm better than most of the community. Yeah. I think I'd even go as far as to say that I'm at the top of the high level category. I would even go as far as saying that. But I will get smoked by a top player. You see what I'm saying?
I think, but RJ, I think there's gaps even with top players.
Yeah,
honestly.
I know. No,
Yeah,
I
100.
agree. No, I agree. The weakest top player will get smoked by the top of that section as well. What I'm trying
Yeah.
to say is that the gap widens the higher you go up. You see what I'm saying? That's my point.
Facts.
The
Bro.
gap widens, and I feel like people don't realize that. So as soon as somebody beats somebody strong or whatever it is, they're like, yeah, top player status. No.
100%. Just to add on to what you said though, like as a high level player, if you be a top level player, let's say you play 10 sets, so 10 different first 10s, and like you win once and like they win 9 times. That doesn't mean you're on their level.
No.
Like top players have bad days. 2, luck is a factor in this game. Luck is a factor in this game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Not
Yeah.
in a set. Not in a set of 10. That's just
And-
one person.
And like what
10
RJ
matches
said,
and you got a lucky win. No.
yeah.
Wait.
In a first,
What you say?
What,
RJ?
man.
Say that again.
Alright, go, RJ.
I said, I feel like if you win a first of 10, you won a first of 10. I don't think luck is a value in that. That's just me personally. Because that's still 10 matches you have to win. You're saying you got lucky 10 times.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I get you. What you're saying.
That's
yeah, I
what
get
I'm
you what you're
saying.
saying.
That's what I'm
say,
like.
yeah,
In the
luck will
first
only
to
get you
10
so far in this
set,
scenarios.
I feel
I
like
get you what you're saying.
in the first to 10, if you win it, in my eyes, you won it, bro. There's no luck involved. You won.
Yeah,
it.
I wasn't arguing whether you won it or not. I was just gonna say that doesn't mean you're on their level.
Yeah.
Because
No, I agree
obviously
with that.
you got smashed. Pause. 9 different times, and you only smashed the other guy. Pause. Once.
No,
So that's what I'm saying. Like there's still I'm done. So like, there's still that visible gap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
And
my
maybe
point.
that one that he won, that was just when he had a bad day. Who knows? Obviously, that's not to
Or
take away
maybe
your win,
even
like
Zui
you
had a
said.
good day. Maybe Zui
Exactly. Maybe you were in the
You know what I'm
zone,
saying?
Crocodile Basket. You were in that zone, but on average, you don't play like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's
100%.
still that gap.
That's what I
And
mean.
like,
That's what I'm saying.
and just to add on to more than that, like if you take a high level player and verse them up like someone against Flake, which is he's on another level. He's world class. So people that dominate outside their region, you know,
Yeah.
Flake, Playco. So there's levels to this. So you obviously you got high level player like RJ said. You've got the top level players, then you've got the world class player, which you know Playco. Wow, I combine the names. Flake and
Flaco.
Playco. Flake and Playco would fit into that
Hey,
category.
someone make a name called Flaco. We're putting
Come
it out
on.
there. Someone needs to make an
Someone's
account
gonna do
called
it now.
Flaco.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
someone's gonna run
someone
around
needs
with
to
that name.
make. Listen, somebody needs to pull up and be called Flaco, man.
Flayco. And they're world class because they can dominate outside of their region, or they do like world class
Bro,
optimization, so
people
all
ask
of
me
that good stuff.
who I think the best player is, right? And I
Yeah.
think it's Playco. I think
What
it's
in the
Playco.
whole game?
In the whole game, I think it's Playco, but they ask me why, right?
Mm.
No, that isn't because I don't think that there is anybody as good as him. I don't think so. I think there are players that could beat him. Ibra is one of them. Mask is one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like, Ipal in his prime was one of them. I even still think Ipal probably could do it if he pushed himself, right? But
I
obviously
agree.
that's not where he's going. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, you know, Gezza's one of them. He beat him in the set. Flakes one. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's people that can beat him, but for me, it's consistency. Playco has consistently won tournaments, first of fives, back to back. I don't care what you like. He's consistently done it, and to me,
And it's
he's the
recorded.
he's
His
the most
Naruto
consistent.
winnings earned him his PC.
That's what I'm
Facts.
saying. He's
That's how much he's been bodying.
consistently won.
Yep.
Like, say what you want. Say what you can say what you want. I don't think Playco's top one. I think this person's better. I beat this person. This person beat this. Say what you want, but you cannot you cannot tell me that this man is not the most consistent winner out of all the top players. Like, do you see what I'm saying? And that is the only reason why I put him first. That's the only reason. Not because he can't be beat. Not because other people can't beat him. People can, but he's the most consistent. He's beat everyone, literally.
People would argue, the argument people would give you, and I can predict this from the comment section, would be Flake and Zhao can be put on that level as well.
I'd
But
say
has Zhao
Flake, not a Zhao though.
Yeah, not Zhao, because
Yeah.
Zhao
Why?
will consistently beat everyone.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
He's
there's
beat a
time
lot
where
of
Zhao-
people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, no,
But
Zhao
he's not.
is worthy, but I wouldn't say he's better than Flake.
Yeah, 100%. Flake, on the other hand, again, I personally have not seen Flake beat. Like, Ibra is a shadow, so
Ibra's a shadow.
catching
What?
Ibra, he's like a shadow Hokage, bro. Like, you don't always see him. You gotta be like, you gotta like.
Nah,
know
you know
someone
what?
to know
Ibra
him.
is like the NA's E. Like he only comes out when he feels like it. You know.
Do you
It's
know
like,
what I'm
not
saying?
everyone
It
like
feels
that.
like it, bro. Like, so I'm not
Oh,
gonna count
bro.
him, but I've not seen Flake beat Playco. No, Playco, iPal. Or
That's what I'm saying. And it adds on
I
to what
can't-
to what
so I
argument?
I can't say that he is the best, right? When I've not seen him do that. Not because I don't think he can be. I think he is more than capable. Personally, I think he's sick. But another person who I think he's sick is Django. I rate Django highly. I generally feel like if Django competed, he would be on Playgo's level.
I
I
think
feel
he's
like
a
he
top
would do
player.
the same thing. I feel like he would do the same thing. He would consistently beat everyone. I generally feel like if Django actually tried to, he would do that. But I can't say that he's there when he's not done it. You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
I can't say Django is a top player, or Django, like, I can't say that. I can give you my opinion, but I can't say that because he's not made those achievements. Do you see what I'm saying?
I think when
And
it
he
comes to
doesn't
World's
want you
Best-
to as well because
Yeah.
he doesn't compete.
When it comes to
Yeah.
World's Best, I'm looking at none other than Flake Gem and Playco Armboy. That's literally it.
Yes,
What
sir.
about Jeff?
Who? Depth of
Has he
Darkness.
done not play Kern?
I haven't
Yeah,
seen him
I'm not-
play.
yeah,
I
that's-
only just
that's the
hear.
thing.
I hear
People
the
keep
legends.
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, this
I
man
hear
does not
stories.
exist.
I
Where
hear
is he?
stories.
Where is
I
that
hear
guy?
stories.
Yeah, you
I hear
gotta play it.
stories.
I hear stories. I haven't seen it. So
Because
that's all.
this is
I
the
hear
thing,
That's all I
like
got to say.
me and Jalak used to be like good friends, and like he came to like my hometown and my city and that, and we played and everything, and we'd sit there and we had dinner, and we were like talking over dinner about Depth of Darkness, and he was like, you know who the strongest in the game is, Yama? I'm like, who? He's like, he's taking a bite of his burger, and he's like, Depth of Darkness. I'm like, and I'm like, who's Depth of Darkness? And he's like, oh, you played him before. He beat you. He beat everybody in the community. I'm like, okay, cool. But like, he doesn't show himself. And like, he then started showing himself more. And I got to see more of what Depth was like. I even got some PMs of him. I understood why he was strong. But I don't think, like, Depth is Middle Eastern's Django. He isn't showing himself. So
Oh, that makes so much sense.
yeah.
And you would
like,
only know if you played him. Yeah,
yes,
that makes perfect sense.
I've played Depth, and I understand why Django would think that. He's good. He's very good, and he's
You
knowledgeable.
mean Joe?
And it's not.
I mean, I played
No,
Depth.
Go on.
But,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Zhao said that he's good. But like, I played Depth. Depth is definitely worthy of having it, but he doesn't show up to earn it.
100%.
I think even Playco said it himself that he feels like
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Playco's definitely learned a lot from Depth when Storm 4 released.
Yeah, that goes to
Yeah,
show.
but that's what I said for me. And this isn't even a bias, right? Like, I'm not even saying this. And I said this to Poison, and I'll say this now. And this was talking about E. Hi, E, E
Hello.
is someone who I see as a very good player, right? But I can't say E is a top player because he's not competed. Do you see
I'm
what
a
I'm
content
saying?
creator. I'm a content
You
creator.
see what I mean? I can't put him there because he's not competed. Poison. I can't put him there because his competing is outdated.
Yeah,
Do you see what I'm
competed
saying?
since I lockdown, I think.
So
No,
it's
no,
not,
for real though.
it's not a bias thing. Do you see what I mean? I'm just honest. Do you know what I mean? But it's not a bias thing. It's just for me to be a top player, you need to consistently prove it. Think about it like rank decay, bruv. Like,
Yeah.
like if you're not doing it, then eventually that clout and that status is going to go. Playco has been the strongest in terms of Storm 4 for as long as I can remember because he has been beating people for years.
That's it.
Right?
You can't get one tournament win in like 202010 and call yourself the
Do you know
best
what
in
I
Storm
mean?
4 forever.
You see what I'm saying? Maybe you might get it and be like, yo, I can flex that for the rest of the year, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You gotta, do you know what I mean? It's like a driver's license. You need to go back and renew it, like
Every so often, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so
No,
that's
honestly.
what I mean regarding like the top player state. People are so quick to throw out, I'm a top player. Bro, people even tell me, oh, RJ, because I'm so smart and if I stop teaching and worked on myself, then I think you'd be a top player. I'll take it. I even believe it. But I can't put myself there now. I can't be like, yeah, because I got potential, I'm a top player. Nah, bro, that's not how it works.
No, 100% agree. Like, people will ask me, like, E, like, who do you think the best in the UK is? And I'll just say, Reach. He's consistently proving that he's the best in the UK. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and then people saying,
things.
oh, no, I think it's you, or no, like, if you competed, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's awesome that you think me like that. Like, thank you.
Take the
I
compliment.
get people
Yeah.
tell me the same thing. They're like, man, I think you're like Europe's best. I'm like, whoa, you're comparing me to like Giza. You're forgetting names, bro. Like,
That's what I mean. Like,
you're
you can
forgetting
talk
people.
about people's potential. Like that, what
Yeah.
they're seeing is the potential. If you
Yeah.
competed and you tried, you'd be the best. Poison, if you competed and you tried, you'd be the best. RJ, if you competed, Hardware, if you competed, whatever. Cool, but that's
I'm not.
future. Right now. I can't be because I don't compete.
Facts.
Even if I play Reach and beat him in the first attempt, I'm still not gonna then say, oh yeah, I better Reach.
Facts. I need to do it
Do you know what I mean?
consistently.
Do you know what I mean?
Plus,
I do it
he can
consistently,
come back
I
and
beat
adapt.
No, but play styles as well come into account. Do you see what I'm
Mm.
saying? Right? Just like you could lose to somebody weaker than someone else. Do you see? Okay, E I would say is better than me, but you could beat E and lose to me just because of play style. Do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
You
yeah,
see what I mean?
literally.
Just
Literally.
purely because of playstyle, right? You might Eve playstyle, you might be able to hack that nice, like cool, like, do you know what I mean? I do better against that, right? RJ's okay, nah, he's moving a bit techie. I don't like this.
Setups
I
are
tell
better
people
too
right
mad.
now, I've played against Ibra, I've played against Playgirl, I've played against a lot of world class and top players. Poison is still the hardest motherfucker for me to play against, just
Yeah,
because of how
I'm
he
jarred.
plays. Just because
You
of
know
how
what it
he
is?
plays.
You know what it is? That used to be me, innit? And Bro, Poison, I thank you for this. Thanks to you, yeah, you're the reason why I mastered safe aggression. Because against you, I need to know how to catch my opponent. Because you're a master at the kunai ninja moves, best in the world, hands down. And I think Playco said this as well. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, he's the best in the kunai ninja movement category. No one uses it like him. So that's why I said, if you don't know how to catch people, especially Poison, you're not gonna beat him. Because anytime he's at a disadvantage, anytime he's at a disadvantage, he will increase the pace between him and you, and he will make himself safe. So unless you know how to set him up and catch him, you're not beating him. Oh, you're not catching him, and that will frustrate you. And unless you know how to keep your cool in that situation, you're finished. 2 stocks all day for you. Well done.
I said this. I literally said this in the video. If you watch the video that I put out, calling like the missing piece to overpowered aggression or whatever it is. I literally say this in the video where I say the reason why, in my opinion, Poisons is one of the best aggressive players in the world is because he will always catch you. There's nothing you can do. Like,
Unless you're E. Unless you're E.
Nah, he will. If he wanted to, he will catch your ass.
You know what it is, yeah?
As someone who runs away a lot, I know how to chase down as well, you know? I know the opposite.
Exactly. But you know what's funny about that, yeah? Is that when Poison plays me specifically, this goes for Poison and Django specifically. Because of my playstyle, as you know, is counter-based safe aggression, their aggression flips. So it's not normal aggression now, it's like counter-based aggression, but you'll only see that is if they view your playstyle as a threat. Obviously, if your playstyle isn't a threat to them, they'll just bum rush you. My favorite time.
That's because me and Django know what you're thinking and how you play, though. Like, you don't play like... How do I put this civilly? You don't play like everyone else.
What was the original statement? What was the original statement? I want to hear that.
How do I say this in a nice way?
You don't play like the community, like, because like the thing is, like, a lot of people have the same subbing habits, the same guarding habits, the same like shuriken habits. You know, like,
That's true.
like the higher end players will pick up on that, and like, I mean, I'm sure Django knows the same thing, but like when I'm playing you, I gotta remember that I'm fighting you, not just someone from the community. Well, I can go out into PMs. I'm like, I'm just fighting someone from the game. It's whatever, and I'll put my brain in like a set mode, and I'll just play a certain way, and it'll do me good. It'll carry me through. But I can't do that with you because you actually have a mind and you think, and you actually play differently, and it's mad. Like you're not like you're different. So it's just like I actually have to change the aggression, and I gotta change the way I play because you make me actually have to think.
Hey, appreciate that, bro.
And it's wild.
But that's kind of the playstyle that you want, though.
Yeah.
You want the person to adapt to you, essentially.
This is why I've stopped doing character guides. I deeped it. I said, you know what? It's not even character guides that people need. They're gonna go to Poison Me. You know what I mean? I'll get that. It's fundamental understanding.
But you can't teach them that, though. That's what I deeped. Like, obviously, you're an expert.
You can't teach them that, but you can introduce it to them. Do you see what I'm saying?
It's very true.
I always stress how important it is.
There's so many people that tell me, yeah, I got my fundamental knowledge down. So I tell them, what's fundamental? I say, what is fundamental? So tell me what it is. They'll talk about switch tech. They'll talk about dash. They'll talk about dash cancels. They'll talk about holo steps. But I tell them like, no. Like, what is fundamentals? Like, what is it? You're telling me one switch tech is not one, but what is fun? Like, what is it? Like, what are you doing? And they can't answer the question. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they can't answer it, and that's my point. You even knowing what it is, will make your fundamentals better. That's why, like, a lot of my stuff is catered towards the, psychology side of things. Knowing what it is. Why does it work? Why does it do this? You see what I'm saying? And the reason why is because you just understanding something will make it easier for you to adapt and use it in different ways.
Facts.
I always use a hammer as an example. If I hold the hammer at the bottom, I get more power at the top. If I hold the hammer at the top, I get more accuracy. I can control it better. Do you see what I'm saying? Right?
Good analogy. I'm stealing that safe.
You know, bro. I teach, bro. You got analogy is the best teacher.
Professor
bro.
RJ here, #1 teacher in the community, bro. Top 1 teacher.
Yo, Poison,
Analogy
you
is
shouting
the
out my
best
video,
Yeah.
yeah? I love it. I
No,
love it.
but that's my point though. Like, if I just tell you, yeah, this is a hammer, use it to hit the nail with it. You're just gonna take the hammer and hit the nail in. But if you actually study it and you know it, maybe you hold it like this to get this kind of thing. If a nail's moving crooked, you hold it at the top, you can hit it on the side, hold it at the bottom, and then bow. Do you see what I'm saying? Get more power. So it's like, use that is your fundamental. I tell people fundamentals isn't about execution, it's about your brain, mind games, understanding what it is.
Understanding is a key part to it, yeah.
Your guard pressure. What's the mind games you can do? Can I delay my combo? Maybe they might tilt. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I've conditioned them to stop tilting. Instant guard breaks, hold that. Now, you don't want to block because I'm instant guard breaking you now. So what are you going to do? You're going to try and get out again. Nope, that don't work. So now you're thinking, I don't know what to do.
No, for real though. And to add on what you said, I need to remember. To add on what you said, and you know how Poison said, I have to fight differently because I'm fighting you. That's only because I've taken the time to master fundamentals. Because I've mastered fundamentals, I can play any character any way I like because I'm bringing my individual skill to my team.
But that's
So
not the point.
even
It's the mastery is the knowledge though. You understand fundamentals. So you're able to use it differently. You see what I'm saying?
exactly, that's why you can pick the E team. You're still not gonna play it like me.
Yeah.
You can literally watch my guides, watch my videos, everything. You're still not gonna play it like me because you don't have my brain.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
not an insult.
No,
Your
that is
decisions are
just
gonna
that's
be
basically
different.
how it is. And there's a
Literally
lot of core understanding of fundamentals that E will have,
If
and E will
pick
execute it
the E
differently.
team, Harlem picks the E team, Poison picks the E team, and E picks the E team. We'll play it different.
Oh yeah, if I pick the E team, I'm spamming the Shisui Jutsu, and I'm just gonna tilt for the fun of it in the neutral game. That's how I'm gonna play it.
I'm gonna just look for setups, bro. That's what I'm gonna do.
Honestly,
We're gonna be
for
doing it
me,
differently.
the only time I use it is to get in or to keep you away. That's it. That's the only time I use it. Outside of that, you won't see me use it. I'll use Shishui's movement. So like if you're trying to catch me, I don't even need to kunai ninja move. I can just move out the way and then I'm safe. That's it. But yeah, man, fundamentals, man. Learn it for Storm Connections, guys. Come on.
Yes, extremely important.
I tell people if you wanna Soul Connections coming out, now is the time. If you wasn't learning before, you were scoping it out, now is the time.
No, for real. If you want to learn fundamentals, check out my Mastering Fundamentals series. Haha, cheeky
This
plug.
man is the #1 plug.
Top 1 plug in the community, bro.
I'm telling you, fam, everybody. He's the
Any
type of person
opportunity.
to knock at your door and say, I got a sweet deal for you.
Honestly, yeah, no, like, he is that cold caller, bro. He misses no opportunity to plug his stuff, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it's good plug-in though. Like you won't regret. It's good.
He's
plug-in.
like, did you just say grab? That reminds me of this grab compilation I have on my channel. You should check it out.
You're not
He's
even
like,
lying.
He's like, what? Did you just say the moon? Oh, you know what the moon does, right? Infinite Tsukiyomi. Do you know what that's in? Naruto. Do you know what that game? Do you know what Naruto has? A game. You know what? Do you know who does the YouTube channel for the game? Me. You know what I have? Guides.
Here's the link. Check it out. Thanks.
Here's a link.
Nah, for real though.
Do you know what I mean?
But-
It doesn't
but I be
matter
plugging-
what it is. What?
I be plugging
Pain.
you. I be plugging you lot as well. 100%.
Yeah, I mention you guys in videos if I think of it. Yeah.
Yes, man. I'm convinced he'll relate everything back to the plug. Everything.
Hey man, if you need a salesman, shout me, bro. Shout me, man.
It's too funny.
Come on. But yeah, nah, you're spitting facts, RJ. Because I was training someone. I'm not gonna mention their name because I don't know if they want to. But I was doing my weekly coaching sessions with their person because they got like the S plus tier, and you get a training session every week when you subscribe to that on
Nice.
my members thing.
See,
And so they were
I
asking
told
me,
you. Look.
hey, I'm just explaining. That's not even plugging.
Ass plug, bro.
Nah, you were saying it, bro. You were saying that. That was a commercial right there, bro. That was an actual commercial,
I'm
bro.
telling you, he
Yeah, bro. Like I honestly, like he didn't say it, but in my head I heard batteries not included.
No, 100% for made in China.
But so what I do. Oh, that sounds like I'm advertising crap. You're right. But
Alright, sounds
basically,
good,
what we were doing is that I trained him first. And then I did like a online match, so a personal stream basically. And I was like to him, I'm gonna play rank to showcase what I've just taught you. Any questions, just ask me. And then we played it. He asked us questions, and then I replayed it. And I was like, yo, if there's any questions while watching it back, ask me. And then he asked me, yo, like, why do you when you switch here, like, why do you jump? Are you always hollow stepping? And I was like, what? And I was like, are you always hollow stepping? So whenever I switch, I always jump to make sure I'm safe. Because as soon as you land, you can jump, and then you can go into a jump block, and then you're safe. And then he was like, oh, so do you hollow step every time? And I was like, oh. And I was like, no, I just press jump. I pressed, because he thought I was jumping whilst holding R2. But I just told him, like, that's not even something I thought about. I was just like, nah, I just press jump. And then when I'm in the air, then I hold R2. Then when I'm back on the ground, I let go of R2 so I don't go into a ninja move. And he was like, oh my days. I didn't know that. Like, I thought all the top players were hollow stepping all the time, and I was like, no.
Nah,
No one's got time for that.
Yeah.
No one's got time for that.
we ain't trying to make it that difficult.
I feel like everybody has things they subconsciously do which helps that people don't realize. Like, something that I subconsciously do when I switch is when I switch, I hold my movement, like left analog stick, to the side all the time. I always hold it to the side. The reason, if I go for like a switch into ultimate, anytime I switch, I hold my analog stick to the side so I can get the movement cancel, right? Because obviously, you know, if you land and you get landing lag or guard manipulation, you can still walk in it. So I always hold my analog stick to the side so I can movement cancel before I do anything. It just looks so quick that you don't
I do the same.
move.
I do the exact same. I mean,
what
I
I'm
should
saying?
because I was teaching everybody about movement cancel in that one video I did. But
Yeah,
I do the exact same. I always have the analog stick in one direction, ready to do a movement cancel block.
Exactly, all the time. Even block ultimate, because you know the times where you switch and you prep a down pill, but the down pill don't come out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll hold the analog stick, so it's like I walk and I down pill, but it's just so quick that you don't see the walk because obviously the muscle memory of the timing and stuff like that.
Facts.
So I feel like little things like that, you know, comes with experience. Do you know what I mean? Like that's where people don't. Do you know what I mean? Just the habits and good. That's the difference between good habits and bad habits. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
If I'm not saying any like input in terms of the game, it's because I forgot how to play it. Honestly, it's been like half a year since I've been on Storm.
Have you not actually played Storm in that long?
Yeah, literally.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. I forgot all about
Man's a Tekken player though.
all of that stuff. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
fair.
Top one Claudia.
He's waiting for that
Come on.
Claudia trailer, fam.
Yeah. Okay, so we've been going on for about an hour and 7 minutes now. So is there any other things you guys want to quickly discuss before we close out today's episode?
Yeah, I can say like with connection. Oh, E, do you want to go first?
No, you can go first. Mine is kind of long-winded.
Okay. I was gonna say like with connections. Well, depending with the characters, if they're obviously going to be the same characters, but do you feel like there will need to be a rule system for the game?
It depends on how balanced it is. We need to see the full game first, and even when we get it day one, we need like 1 to 3 months to see what's actually broken and what's not. Like obviously you'll get that first week.
Even need longer than that, bro.
Oh no, honestly.
We're still learning about stuff now.
With old characters as well. Like with these new characters as well. I'm sure eventually we're gonna find something broken with the new ones. Like maybe like Indra might be crazy, you know, like his awakening might be broken.
I mean,
maybe.
look at
Exactly.
I was preaching this for so long that Rasa was OP, and now only like I would say the past.
I lie.
People
The past
are
year
saying
/ 2 years.
Ross is ban worthy now. We weren't preaching that.
He's not ban-worthy. Relax.
It's just a juice.
That's what people are saying. People are saying. I'm not saying me. I said people are even saying that.
It's people that are using reckless aggression. So in this game, you're not rewarded for being recklessly aggressive. That's what we saw in the Rikudo Itachi. No, honestly, that's what we saw in the Rikudo Itachi and Flake first to 10. Yamano is because he was commentating. With me.
That was
the
insane.
game doesn't reward you for being reckless aggressive. So people are there dashing into Rasa's jutsu, not respecting it. If you utilize safe aggression, you just be patient, be safe, and punish it when the jutsu's over. So that's those people that haven't mastered safe aggression are the ones that want Rasa banned because they haven't adapted to his playstyle.
Just stop hitting triangle X so much and you'll be alright. Like, seriously.
Not for real though.
Will cancel your dashes.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
sub control.
Yeah. There you go.
Sometimes
Cancel your
it's okay
dashes.
to get hit by shit.
No, for real. Cancel your dashes, man.
Yes. Okay. E, what was it you
E.
wanted to mention?
Yeah. Go
So
on.
this is a question for all of you. I'm gonna ask Poison first, then Harlem, then RJ. So, who
Go
do you
on.
think is the best in the EU, and the NA, and Asia currently?
So the top one of each region.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, based from what I've seen recently, hence my return and my presence more in the base game. For EU, I'd have to give it to oh my god, I keep forgetting his name. Rakudo Itachi.
Mhm.
Just based on the facts of how many first attempts he's been winning and his dominance so far. Rakudo Itachi for EU. Middle East, Flake Gem. That's just without a doubt. Like no thought into it, just Flake Gem. North America. I haven't seen much of them, but I think by default I just give it to Flaker.
Makes perfect sense.
That's respectable.
Harlem?
What in region, like each region?
Yeah, top one for each region. So EU, NA, and Asia.
Cool. For Asia, I'd have to say Flake currently because I don't think that plays anymore.
Mm.
So yeah, obviously he's the one that's dominating when it comes to the competitive scene. So I'll go Flake with Asia, slash Arab. For EU, that's interesting. Ooh, EU.
Oh, he's hesitating. There might be another contender in Harlem's mind.
You know what? I can't say. I can't really say. It might be Rikudo, Itachi or Giza. I don't know.
Or Giza. Okay, fair.
Yeah,
Fair,
'cause-
that's fair.
hey, there's a lot of players I might be forgetting, but from what I've seen, like in sets and stuff like that, them two, or even the other Rikudo, I don't know.
Level
But
9.
yeah, level 9. That's it. Actually, no, he can't be. He can't be. Nah, there's no way. Yeah,
Why
yeah,
do you
no,
say that?
just because what I've seen of him, like his play style, it's just not really there. You know,
I feel you. I get what you're saying.
he's like good when it comes to meta, but he's not like solid in terms of like if you see him like do fights against like Reach, without Kaguya or something like that, it's funny. Like it's literally like different.
Damn. But yeah, no, I 100% hear what you're saying. That's where he lacks, from what I've seen, he
Mm,
lacks fundamentals, so that's why he doesn't do well in no rule setting.
yeah,
But meta, obviously, because he's understood the meta of the game and learned how to abuse it, he can
yeah,
dominate. But
definitely.
yeah,
Yes, definitely give him still top five there. But NA, Plaker, yeah, Plaker.
it's fair.
Can I
Everyone's
say
kind of,
South
yeah.
America as well? No,
Yeah,
sorry.
why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
South America, Sasori. I forgot his name. Like something
Well,
Sasori.
sorcery specialist.
Nah,
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 he's
nah.
in
There
it.
was another. Yeah,
Oh,
there was another Sasori that was kind of, decent. Like he was red bar, but
goodness me.
yeah, like he was red bar, but he was doing good like fights against Zhao and stuff like that. So I'll give it to him.
Zhao's playing SA? Jesus.
Yeah, it's mad.
He'll play
I
anybody,
think
wouldn't
I remember that. He was just desperate for first attempts. So it's like, yeah, I'll even play red bar.
he? That's
I
nah.
was like, could never be me. Could
Nah,
never be
I
me.
draw the line at red, bro. Like,
Yeah.
RJ?
My Asia, I'm gonna give it to Flake Gem. Just because, again, going to the topic we said about world class players being Rico and Flake, I feel like, yeah, that should answer to you already. If they're the only two world class players, then I feel like they'll be the best in their region. And that's 2 and 1. Europe, I'm gonna give it to Ricardo Itachi just because he's recently, I feel like, I used to think it was Geza, and I feel like he's recently I think he beat Geza twice now,
I think it's
like in a
been
row,
3 times now,
or 3 times.
honestly.
three
You see what I mean?
times. Man's
So,
got a hat
I,
trick.
No,
you see
for
what
all
I mean?
the.
So for that reason, I'm gonna give it to him. But honorary mention Django.
Man like
Yeah, good
Django.
mention. Good mention.
He doesn't compete, so I can't give it to him because I feel like he's the best. but I cannot give it to him just because of what I said earlier about he doesn't compete. But I
Understandable.
genuinely feel like he is the best in the EU.
You say you
Right.
genuinely feel like he's the best, but do you feel like he would do good in a no rule setting against someone like?
That's what he prefers.
Yeah, honestly, that's what he
prefers
We're
prefers.
talking about with like on stream and stuff like that, because some players play different,
Yeah,
some people choke.
100%. I feel like he doesn't. Him not caring what people think of him will make no difference.
And not
for
only that, but he
reason,
live streams all the
honestly.
time himself anyway, so he's
Yeah,
always,
like-
showing himself
Again,
off.
true. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I feel like he's not gonna get naps. That's not gonna. He's gonna play the same. He doesn't care.
I think
So
Django's
that's
a
why I
good
said-
mention. Yeah.
I don't mention him, and it's funny because my favorite European player is actually Geza. It used to be
Really?
It used to be Unico. But
I
it's
thought
actually
I thought it was Poison.
He doesn't count. He's my favorite player of like all time. You put like, do you know what I mean? That's
Oh, so I was right. Calm.
But I'm talking about in terms of like the competitive players who are playing. Geza's actually my favorite, right?
No, I didn't
And
know that.
in terms of the EE, because it's different with like NA as well, right? It used to be Unico, but it's kind of since it was when I saw him.
He said Unica.
He means Yukino.
It's not just me.
he means Yukino.
Yeah.
Carry on, RJ,
It
go
used
on,
to
carry
be,
on.
it used to be him, but when I saw Geza play Minato, Neji, and I think it was someone else.
It was the
Yeah.
Minato,
I liked
wasn't
how he
it?
played.
It was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was love
wasn't
at first
just
sight for
Minato.
RJ
I
right
liked how he
there.
was- I like how he was playing Neji as well. I like his neutral game. His neutral game is so good. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I like how he played the neutral game. Like, it was really sick. So I feel like then he kind of like became like my favorite. Like in terms of like the competitive European players. Yes, yeah, definitely a cross between him, Django, and Unico. I would still say up there in terms of my personal favorite. But in terms of the best, gotta give it to Ricardo Itachi because he's proved it.
Yeah.
he's
That
proved
makes
it.
sense. That makes sense.
Fair.
Fair. All good
you say
answers.
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
play.
yeah, it said play
Because remember I talked about world class players.
Oh,
For me, for E,
Lord E.
can I put myself? No, I'm joking.
I knew he was gonna say some shit like that. I knew it, bro. I knew he was gonna say some shit like that, bro. That's such an easy thing to say. Hey, you're a grandmaster.
Oh snap! But nah, a lot of people already know my answers. Rikido Itachi, like, he's my favorite EU player currently as well. But like, in terms of why I think he's the best, bro, he's been dominating the EU scene for the past 3 months. Like, not only on my channel, but on his channel as well. So definitely check out his channel as well if you want to see more evidence of that. Yeah, and he's my favorite EU player because of his optimization. I'm always preaching it about this. Like, Geza will play, yeah, and obviously he plays sick, but then he'll miss strike back conversions, and sometimes that will cost him the round or the
watch him
match. What, am I not spitting facts? Am I not spitting facts? Tell me I'm not spitting facts. I dare you.
Watch him out.
So you're not gonna disprove. You're not gonna disprove what I just said. Alright. Alright then. So yeah, that's what he's just like. So when I'm seeing that, it hurts my soul. Yeah. But Rikido Itachi doesn't do that. My guy stays constantly optimizing. His optimization is world class, second to none in the game. No one optimizes like him, hands down. If you don't believe me, watch my videos. There's a video called World Class Optimization. Watch that. 60 frames per second. Enjoy. Alright.
This man stay promoted, bro. I'm telling you.
He says 60 FPS enjoy. Don't forget to turn on 1080p.
You actually need to do like a sub section of the podcast and just clip every time he's promoted.
Honestly, I could make a compilation out of that, bro.
Like you could make a compilation of every promotion this man has made. Like
Yeah. So E, who are your NA Middle Eastern players?
Alright, so Middle East, yeah, obviously the top players in that region are Flake and Shan. Shout out to Shan. He's the only one that shows you, he's the only one out of all the players, yeah, that are competing, he's the only one that shows you why Kakashi is scary. And he's mastered Chakra Dash cancelling with Kakashi. So shout out to him. But Flake, hands down, Asia, like, but even before he did the first attempt against Rikido Itachi, I already thought that. But now, in that first attempt, bro, when I told you there's tiers, high level, top player, world class, bro. He might be Galaxy. He might be
The
Galaxy.
man said Galaxy.
Nah, no joke. He might be top 1 Galaxy. Shout out to Jao. Top 1 Galaxy. But he will prove that or not prove that in the top 20 tournament, innit?
Wait, who's
But, yeah.
Zhao?
No, Jao, I stole top 1 Galaxy from Jao.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. But in terms of like the best Asia player, it's Flexion.
100% Flake.
For me. Yeah.
The way this man plays is just he's out of the box.
Definitely.
Out of the box.
Facts.
He's a North American player.
And then obviously it's Playco. I've actually played Playco once. It was time ago, but it was in 2-bot. And this man's a robot, man. Like he always makes he always makes the best move. He always makes the best move. So like, bro, like yeah, it's definitely Playco. The only downside to that playstyle is that it makes him predictable if you have knowledge on the game.
Yeah.
So if you know
He's
his
also
option
that's
selects,
no problem. So.
exactly. But if you're able
That's
to,
not even a thing.
He makes up
Yeah,
for it
yeah.
in his speed though, because the way he transitions from one thing to the next is very fast. And then
Transitioning
yeah, exactly.
that's what I learned about him when I used to play him back when we were both on
so
console.
quick, bro.
Like when I used to play
But-
on console, I was like, oh, you just play like me but faster. All right, I need to learn
Yeah.
really fast.
Exactly. But to counter that speed, yeah, and I do this with a lot of people, like anyone that plays Minato against me, I'm just like, cool, I'm not gonna play at your speed because I can't be asked. So I'll just focus on reading you. Honestly, I just can't be asked.
Yeah.
I just focus on reading them, then your speed is irrelevant. If I can predict what you're gonna do, your speed is irrelevant. I already know what you're gonna do before you've done it. So that's how you'd overcome that obstacle. But yeah, Playco, top 1 NA. Shout out to Ibra though, because that man's aggression is broken. It
Ibra's
might
good.
be the best in the world, honestly. But yeah, from what I saw versus him for Flora, that man's aggression is broken. He constantly puts you in lose situations. So shout out to Ibra, man. But wait, I think that's it, right? I did all the regions.
Yeah, he said all 3. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously, shout out to Django. I genuinely think that if he competed and like played with that competitive mindset, I know he doesn't care to currently, but if he did, he could be top 1 worlds, like no crap, like. And that man, shout out to him, yeah. That man has secret table flip aggression, you know. But to explain what table flip aggression means is, if he can't be bothered to deal with your approach, he will flip it towards you. So like, you know that guy that has a full counter from 7 Deadly Sins.
Meliodas.
That's it. So that's what he will
The
do.
main
That's what he will do. That's what he will do to your aggression or approach. He'll just flip it onto you. So it's like an example of that is winning the dash clash. So dashing at the last second, and then you bounce back, and then he's plus. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, shout out to Django, man.
Yeah. Cool. Right, nice.
Yes, sir.
Who is everybody's favorite players?
Good question.
Just list one player each. One player, because if we say
Oh,
one,
I
we'll be here
can't
forever.
do that because I have 2.
All right, you can say 2, but just don't go into loads of people because otherwise we'll be here forever.
Okay,
I
cool,
got to
cool,
end this
cool.
soon, so. Who's
Oh,
everyone's favorite
okay.
player?
Cool. So for me, I think my favorite player to watch. Oh, this is tricky. My favorite competing player to watch is Rikido Itachi due to the optimization, but I think everyone knows that. This one's hard, yeah. Obviously, shout out to Poison Okami. He's my rival. So whenever I like watch you on streams, it's always fun to watch. Because I'm seeing moves that you do against me as well. And it's like, ha, he doesn't know how to counter that. Lol. And then my favorite person to actually fight is definitely Django. I would play him more, but unfortunately our connection is just rarely stable.
I didn't hear what you said before Django because my battery died.
Oh, I said my rival is Poison Okami, so I really like watching him fight as well. But then my favorite person to fight, hands down, is Django because he's my toughest opponent, and he plays so smart, man. The man plays so smart.
Yeah, he's intelligent. Nice.
Yeah.
I did
Okay.
it today. It cut off.
But-
Yeah.
What about you, RJ?
Yeah, it cut off, yeah. My fault.
Wait, is RJ there?
Maybe his battery died. Do you want to do yours?
Yeah. Okay, you know what? Like you, actually, I think I have a couple. So, favorite player has always been, for the longest time, Reanimation Hero. Like, Canadian beast, man. #1 Canada player.
Come on.
Absolute goat. Love
Come
Reanimation
on.
Hero. He's a really nice guy, really positive, really optimistic, and he just plays in such a beautiful way. Like he is forcing the forced landing frames on you. It's great. So I like Reanimation Hero for that. And then recently it had become Flake Gem. It's ever since I seen that S2 Naruto. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've always liked Flake Gem because you know he's always trying to find ways to implement Orochimaru into his play.
Can you
Watching
guys
his
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah. I can, you know, and seeing his Orochimaru and his bar so recently and on your stream E, yeah, no. So right now my two favorite players are Flake Gem and Reanimation Hero. Yeah, definitely.
Good picks. Harlem, you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Who's your favorite players, man? Player or players?
Ooh, I'll say just play. I'll just go with one for now.
Uh-huh.
I know it's RJ. I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, you
I'd
would.
love to know who. Okay, go on.
Not to be on like meat, because I do preach about this guy a lot.
Mm.
But yeah, I would say a favorite player would be Reach.
Yeah,
Because
I knew it was Reach. I knew it. I knew
That's
it was
fair.
Reach.
That's right.
Man, like the lion.
I knew it
because
was Reach.
it shouldn't be, but like, you know, in terms of like how he plays and in terms of potential as well, yeah, very good, very solid. It reminds me of myself, like in terms of movement and how he spams jutsu buffers, but he does it in like a, you know, very slick way, like you don't see it come out. And his
Very
dash is
true.
insane. Like he, you know, the way he dash cancels to like jump dash, like the things he does is just like you don't really see often.
Facts.
Mostly it's his speed that's like, you know, kind of impressive, but yeah, yeah, I'd give it to Reach, man. That guy's a G.
Nice. What about you, RJ?
I think for me, contenders is Reanimation Hero. Great player.
Tender.
Literally, yeah. Reanimation Hero is such that guy. I love. You know, it's because his playstyle isn't what it was before, but I still like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair.
But he's a contender. Poison Okami, 100%.
Why are you copying me,
But-
fam?
Listen, bro. Yeah.
Be original, man.
You're
Be original.
yeah. How about that? Anyways, Poison Okami, because I genuinely feel like he does things that no one else does. Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, even with the air combo, he will stop the air combo, land, and then you're mixed. Do you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? Right? So like he just does stuff no one else does, and do you know what I mean? Right? There's that. Django, another contender, in my opinion, probably my favorite aggressive player. Right? Just in terms of aggression, right? And that's a lot because I do like Ibra's playstyle as well. But Django, 100%. That's why I adopted his aggression. But my favorite player is definitely Playku. Now, the reason why it is not because he's the best. Now, if you watch Blue Lock, right? I genuinely feel like if you compare me and Playku, right? There's a person in Blue Lock which is the #1 footballer. That's Playku, right? The main character would be myself. Now the reason why is because in terms of their brain is on par. They're both very smart. They both look at things in a very intricate way. But I feel like he's got the other categories ticked. Execution,
He's got the specs.
speed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Stuff I don't have yet, right? And on that level. So for me, it's the fact that he's using these setups and he's like, he generally, when he plays a character, he utilizes their strengths and his personal strengths to make the most out of that character. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he's the type of person to squeeze out every single last drop, right, of why that character is strong and utilize everything. Do you see what I'm saying? Right? And that allows him to to use anyone essentially because he understands them in and out. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's just the knowledge combined with all the specs. That, do you know what I mean? That is why I would give it to him.
Just massive
Makes
Reach,
sense.
so. Yeah, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Cool. All right.
You see how like me and RJ mentioned Poison, but Poison didn't mention us. That's how it is, bro. Say no more.
Bro, I'm no.
Hey,
I've
yo,
clocked
wait,
it.
12,
hey, yo,
12k changes
wait.
people.
No, no,
12k
no,
changes
wait.
people.
I've deeped it. No, I've deeped it.
Yeah, I know you
I am
deeped
no
it.
one's. I'm no one's favorite player.
Oh my
I've
god.
deeped it.
RJ, I would have said you, but I only picked one person. Don't worry.
No, it's okay. I'm not sad.
Jesus Christ, I didn't realize this was gonna turn into a pity party, man. Oh my god. You lot, Jesus.
Oh man. No, I honestly don't care. I'll just them enough with you.
Nah, like they're players that I enjoy fighting against. There's players I like for different
Yeah,
reasons.
then your
and
favorite. Yeah, it's different.
yeah, and I got like favorites. You know, I got
Yeah,
people, I got
yeah.
people that actually make me lean forward and I could watch them for hours and hours.
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah, definitely.
I respect a lot of different styles, and I acknowledge everyone's different styles, or those that do have different styles at the very least. So I acknowledge E for his good fundamental defense and safe aggression. I acknowledge you for your movement and your tech and like setups and things like that. You know, like I acknowledge a lot of players like Sawada. Like I think Sawada's great. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but like I love his PTS Sakura. Like PTS Sakura gang. Like love that shit. Like you know, like you can give me players and I can say why I like their individual styles, but I will always have my favorites and they've earned their spots in the most ruthless of scenarios, like competitive sets.
Okay, then I have to take you out then. Okay, cool.
Oh no, no, don't worry. You're still in mine. Don't worry. You're still in, bro. I got you.
Thank you, OJ. Appreciate it, bro. Right, just to protect my feelings, I'm gonna look at ending the podcast now. Have you guys got any other closing words?
Oh, it's funny.
But
Oh,
right,
so-
I'm fresh out of topics or anything to talk about. Has anybody else got anything, or shall we start
Yeah,
the
that's
closing
it. I
words?
I
think-
feel like we covered.
Yeah, we've been doing this for time as well, so
Yeah.
I think it's a good place.
Subscribe to all our channels.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. This is the first podcast we've done this year, let alone in a while, with the addition of Harlem. Like I said, Harlem will be joining us in future podcasts whenever the stars align and we can get all four of us together. But yeah, it's been a good one, guys. If you just one at a time want to just say your piece and your sayonaras, and then then we'll end the podcast.
Sayonara, literally.
Damn.
That was easy. All right. Yeah, be sure to follow Harlem. His channel link will be down in the description, so be sure to go ahead and check out his YouTube. His editing skills are very good.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Yama.
Yeah,
RJ?
Man, will see you lot later in the next one, whenever that may be. But there will be a next one. But yeah, in the bizzle, mash nizzles. That's my new one.
What was that?
Come on. Alright, it's been your boy E, the Grab Master Extraordinaire, the Mr. Fundamentals, the man that makes Poison Okami adjust to his playstyle. Come on, let's go. Come on. You know how to get that one in there.
I hate this guy. People think I'm joking as well. I'm not.
But yeah, man, if you liked what I've said, check out the channel. Top 20 tournament coming through 2023 should be lit. So check that out and stay tuned for a special announcement. That's all I'm gonna say. Peace out.
Nice one. And as always, it's been your boy Poison Okami, me, myself, and the Wolves with another great podcast. Be sure to stay tuned for more videos on the channel. More is to come in connections-based content. Got some real juicy stuff coming up. And man, this stay excited for connections. Just maintain a nice, positive, welcoming atmosphere for the new Storm game that's about to come out. Anyways, as always, it's been your boy Poison Okami. Matane.